Hey guys, welcome back to another Thursday night Twilight. This is episode 8, and this week we're at the Air Center crit course again. However, this week is a little different due to the fact that it was about 95 degrees and 70% humidity. Real feel right around 110 at the beginning of the ride today. It was hot. A lot of people decided to opt out due to the heat, but it was Nico's last race, his kind of farewell send-off. So there was 3 of us out today. It was Nico, Big Dog AWOL, and myself. And due to the fact that we didn't kind of want to just make it 3 of us riding around at about 19 mile an hour or whatever, just kind of noodling, we decided that we were going to turn this week into a sprint points race. So what that means is over a set number of laps, at the end of that lap we then sprint. We then give points to the winner of that next lap. So it's kind of like every so many laps is a preem, and we know when the preem is going to be, and life is good. And ideally that works out, but throughout this ride we found out it was very difficult to keep track of how many laps we had left and everything else. But we did we did race every 5th-ish lap. So that's all part of it. We decided that the winner of each lap would get 2 points, second would get 1 point, and the last person would get 0 points. And we were originally going to do 5, but due to some unforeseen circumstances and it was just hot, we decided to cut it out at 4 and make the last lap worth double points, or at least 3, 1, 0, to ensure that there was no tie at the end of the day. One other thing about this video that might look a little weird is the power is going to be off, and the reason why the power is off is because actually for the start of this ride, my head unit turned up missing. We're working on that as we're talking now, but my head unit did turn up missing, so I had no way to record this ride. I just wanted to go out and smash myself to see how it feels. So this power data and all data on screen is actually of Nico, which is kind of interesting to see his power data now that he's gone, to kind of see maybe where was I inefficient or whatever. I don't know. I didn't have any of my data to really compare it against. But let's go ahead and hop into the very first bell lap. So as we hop into the bell lap number 1 here, this is kind of the first little quote-unquote race. And as you can see, I'm here on the front. I kind of wanted to be on the front just to ensure that had it come down to that kind of like last corner sprint, I would at least be first through the corner and see how it goes. This section right here was a headwind, and kind of the opposite side was a tailwind, which kind of made for an interesting kind of rush into the last corner, because you can really put the hurt on people with the pace being high and tailwind. It just kind of becomes interesting. This corner seems to be like the place to go for whatever reason. And as we kind of come around this, Nico, as you can see the power ramps up there, he's already by me doing big watts, and he tried this whole 1K to go-ish kind of effort. And whatever you're seeing him doing, I'm doing about the same or more to try to catch on. So he kind of takes this kind of okay line and another okay line, but not great. him not pedaling through the corners really inhibited him. So as you can tell, I'm hurting, I'm getting low. And once again, I'm doing nearly as much work as he is. But as I start coming onto his wheel here, I can feel the draft coming. And he digs one more time before we go into this final corner. My heart rate's probably 180. And we're sprinting it out. And I don't know what power I hit there, but it was at least that much. So I take the first lap cream win. So let's hop on here to the second lap, the second bell lap. And we're kind of rolling pretty hard through here, obviously. Like, he was doing 600 watts there to kind of keep me off the wheel, kind of giggled at me a little bit, but I put him on the front this time to see if maybe that had any correlation to how I did, and maybe I can catch him by surprise. Maybe it's the same corner. I don't know why that corner was such a big deal. We'll see if that corner comes back later on to be important.
Yeah, we had a bell in the shop earlier that would have been perfect for this.
So we're kind of rolling here, 21 mile an hour into a light headwind, just kind of slightly downhill, then back uphill, back downhill. It's a place that you can really easily gain speed, kind of going into the corner, and you can really carry it through.
Don't tip me, I have nothing better to do if I
So Nico is a very strong rider, and I'm going to take this corner a little wider than he did, just to try to maintain speed, but just so I didn't have to come back on the power too far. And here he is, just kind of keeping the pace up. Nothing too high, nothing too ridiculous, but it is good practice for kind of maybe some of those one-on-one sprint efforts. And kind of as we go through this next little left-hand, right-hand chicane, you can see who opens up the sprint first. As you can tell, he goes, I go, I throw a little fake attack, he hops, he jumps back up, and then here he goes again, attacking again, and we're doing over 1,000 watts, over 900 watts. We're sprinting down this backstretch, going into this last corner. And what you can't tell is, right there, I lift up the front wheel and kind of lose all momentum, sit back in his draft, and off he goes. So I ultimately there got a little messed up because I was coming around that last corner and I lifted the front wheel going into the sprint, which is not what you want to do because it's going to mess up all your rhythm. And here we are, bell lap 3. So as it stands right now, Nico and I are deadlocked. Three points apiece. 2 for me on the first lap, 1 for me on the second lap, 1 for him on the first lap, 2 for him on the second lap. So we are kind of rolling. At this point in time, AWOL dropped out because it's hot, guys. It was very hot. And this was part of the reason why we decided to make it something different, something to where we can kind of just chill in between really hard efforts. So it was kind of closer to like a sprint workout than an actual like hard ride. So Nico's here doing 200 watts. There's AWOL by his car, getting ready to leave. We wave, of course, as you should. Nico does not wear a heart rate monitor, which I would hate to see how low his heart rate is here because mine is probably through the roof. He kind of shoves me wide there for just a second. I got a little panicky, let off the power. But as the pace kind of comes out of us, we're doing next to no wattage here. We're just really, nobody's wanting to make that first little jump move. And ultimately, this indecision, I think, is what kicks me in the teeth a few times. So here goes my attack. I kind of try to do what he does, but I don't have as long of a power duration curve as he did, so I left it for just a little bit longer. Go through this corner at 28 miles an hour, and I'm motoring break the toe, 900 watts. And then I back it straight off. Like, we're rolling, but we're not rolling that hard. Just kind of just trying to make it just hard enough to where he doesn't attack. Swing out wide here. Kick hard through the sprints. He's doing 900 watts. I'm doing more than that. He said at that point in time he tried to come out of my draft and there was no chance he was coming around me. The wind just kind of got him a little bit, and that's all she wrote. So I am now up 5-3 going into the fourth and final lap. Fourth and final bell lap. So this was kind of a false start lap. We'll see why in just a second. We'll just kind of run this one all the way to the end because this was very interesting. Kind of foreshadowing for what's to come. So we're kind of coming down this back stretch here.
Just keeping an eye on you. That's all.
Hang on to this. And both of us are kind of just noodling. But I remember from last time, if I got on the front, I stood a pretty good chance of winning the lap. If I win the lap, I win the ride. That's it. He wins the lap, he wins the ride. That's it. It's all down on this fourth one here. So I think he jumps at that standard corner again. Once again, it's like maybe 700 meters. Here he goes. And he attacks me, and I don't have enough to go with him. You can clearly see I am not making ground. I'm pushing real hard and not making any ground. He's doing so many watts, and I don't know how he's doing that few of watts and still riding away from me. But I'm kind of closing in here. But we both kind of shut it down as this car is coming in. So I kind of get up to him and I say, hey, look, there's no point in us racing for these last two corners because it's not quite fair. I'm on your wheel now, and I don't know if I would have got back to your wheel otherwise. Looking back at the footage here, maybe I would have. I was closing in. But I said, you know what, let's just take the rest of this lap neutral. And then we were trying to figure out, do we race the next lap, or do we take a full neutral lap and then race this next lap after. So ultimately what we decided to do was kind of, as we come through the start finish line, that is bell lap. Both of our heart rates are elevated. He just put in a big effort. I put in a big effort to try to close it back down.
That's up to you. We can do one more.
And so here goes the actual final bell lap. We come through side by side, which is kind of interesting. And you just kind of see who wants to take up the pace making here. I play the chicken game, where I just kind of slow down and wait for him to take the lead because I want on his wheel, because I think I can come out of his draft. And I had a plan. I had a plan for that corner. You know, the corner that keeps getting attacked through and during and around. And this next kind of turn two into this little chicane-y little windy bit. And I think, man, this is how I'm going to win this ride. I'm going to attack there, and I'm going to hold it all the way to the end. Little did I know, he had the same plan. What I was going to do is I was going to swing out super wide, cut it super sharp, and come right by his inside, as you can see here. And he said, oh, if I'm not on his wheel right here, he's going to attack. So I swing out super wide. I was going to cut it right up that inside there, and no dice. And we both kind of attack at the same time. So the attacks kind of go, I get on his wheel. He's willing to pull for a second until he realizes I'm on his wheel. He coasts up. Oh, little nearly touch of wheels there just for inclement weather action. We're both chilling. And this is where I mess up right here. I think had I kicked real hard through this corner, the outcome of this ride may have been different. But I sit up and I force him around into the sunset. He actually thought I was on his wheel there. Unfortunately, lo and behold, I was not. So that brings our final values for the ride to 7 to 6. It was really close. I want to thank everybody for kind of coming out tonight in this heat. And definitely, Nico, we will miss you. We already have plans for future rides in the future, but definitely, if you're ever back in the area, let's run it back a few more times and see if we can do anything fun like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow for more racing action.